Just like that, the Evil Genius Holo from Stockholm 2021 collection plummeted from its peak of $468 on the Steam market to now just $25. And not only that, but every other skin a part of this market manipulation has somewhat crashed. Now, hopefully everyone who did watch my last two videos didn't lose anything. So let me just quickly check my YouTube comments. The EG Holo price just dropped. Who among here bought a peak and is still holding the bag? Oh, yikes, bro. I hope you didn't lose too much. Anyway, in this video, we're going to be looking at exactly what happened, what caused the crash, and what skins are still being pumped, and what exactly are they targeting next and using all of the profits they just made. And I've even received apparently a crazy update about the mastermind behind the entire Evil Genius pump group has apparently fled the country. So before we start, this video is sponsored by CS Money. Easily trade your skins with over 1 million skins on the trading section. I'm not joking, 1 million. Even lower prices than before. You can upgrade your combo or find trade up inputs to do stuff like this. One bomb! Yes! 100! With many payment methods like crypto or PayPal, and they even have an instant sell section, which allows you to instantly sell your skins for cash, and they're paying even more than before. And now with the big new trading update that's very scary, instantly sell these skins and use the balance instantly to buy different skins. So you don't have to wait 8 days to get a new skin. Check out CS Money with the link in the description, and let's get back to the video. Now, as quick as it rose, it fell. All in a month from $1 to $468, now back down to $25, or kind of around there. And the only thing keeping it at $25 and not back to $1 is people thinking $25 is a great price in case it goes back up. If you've ever invested, if you've ever seen this happen before, for example, look back to the Mouse Holo Stockholm when it got completely pumped because it wasn't introduced into Antwerp. Mouse didn't get in. People were like, oh my god, it's a one-of-one sticker. And as soon as Paris came, it got dumped. But it kept the price above the original price. And that's just people thinking, oh, it's a good price for it could go up back there. Realistically, guys, $25 is still extreme. Now, the EG and just stickers in general did have the biggest crash, but all weapons crashed, but not as bad, and some honestly are holding their manipulated price. You got weapons like the AK Point Disarray in Factory New. 2 months ago, it was $45. It peaked at $600 on the Steam market. That's over 10x return in 2 months, and it's now all the way down to $300. We got the M4 leaded glass in Factory New. Same thing, 2 months ago, $17. It peaked to $400 and is now rushing down all the way to $150 as we speak. Now, the biggest reasons weapons like these crashed was simply there wasn't real demand, okay? The average Joe, one of you guys who are just playing the game, enjoy your skins, you are not paying $600 for a point disarray. But the market is very simple. If it looks cool, it has demand. If it looks cool, the price will increase. This does not look cool, or at least not $600 cool. And at the end of the day, all the people who basically made their 10x, they have to liquidate, they have to sell in order to profit. So they need exit liquidity. And sadly enough, many people were exit liquidity. That's probably why you're seeing a big dump and a cash out. Many people seeing other guns, other stickers have crashed, they're thinking, okay, everything's gonna crash. The entire market is a little bit scared right now, and that's what's happened. And more importantly, all these skins have one thing in common. They're all in cases. Now, they aren't in the active drop duty, but they're still in cases, which means people can infinitely just keep unboxing them. They can keep trading up to them, and people like me and people on my stream, we were doing this every single day. We could trade up to these items. Now, sure, it was gambling. It was, 8%, 9%, but they didn't pump the input prices, only the outcome. So to us guys, it was free money. One on the drop, AK Point Disarray. That's a win. That's a win. I can't complain. Now, funny enough, some of the manipulated items have actually held their price and are still going up. For example, we've got the Glock Emerald. It's still at $1,000. This started at about $500, $600, and it's kept the price. We have the M4 Coalition, which was $300, and now 1.3K. And again, it's held its price. And the USB Whiteout Factory New, which was $300 in Factory New, $850 again. Now, these are all cash values on CS Float, but there's a bigger reason to why these three items did not crash. Now, they're all semi-high tier play skins in Factory New, but more importantly, they all come from Train 2021 collection, which was unique and only could be purchased back in 2021 in Operation Riptide. So unlike the other skins, which all came from cases, which you could still unbox, these skins have a finite supply. Now, sure, Flare, you can still trade up to them. Of course you can, but there's a big thing. 2 of these skins have a very hard float cap. For example, if you want to get a Factory New USB Whiteout, the average float of this trade up needs needs to be 0.0135, which basically means the trade up you're going to be doing is going to look something like this. A bunch of 00 float fillers. So it's very, very risky. And if you want to attempt a Glock Emerald in Factory New, it might set you back $80 for a trade up. But as you can see, it will be minimal wear M4. So in order to get that singular M4 in Factory New for a trade up, you need to add a bunch of Factory New fillers. So the trade up's going to go from $70 all the way up to maybe $120. And that's purely just to make sure that that 4% for the M4 is now Factory New. Now you might be thinking, yay, the market manipulation is over, but it's just getting started. They have taken all of their profits, the people who did it, who've cashed out, and now it seems like they're moving on and targeting something different. And that something is high tier old collection weapons. We are talking about things like the M4 Hot Rod, the AK Hydroponic, and the M4 Poseidon. And it's getting a little bit silly. They have the same guidelines. It needs to be a play skin, it needs to be an old collection, and it has to be Factory New. At the start of this year, in January 2025, you could buy a Factory New AK Hydroponic for only $1,800. They are now $8,500 on CS Float. And just 19 days ago, the start of September, the hydroponics were $5,000. So in 19 days, they've gone from 5K to 8.5K. Seems like perfect timing to me. You got the M4 Hot Rod. At the start of this year, it was $900. And at the start of September, 19 days ago, $2,200. It is currently floating around $3,300. What most likely happened is everyone who cashed out, everyone who took their profits, they have all this money. So they want to put it in something that they can still make money and still pump, but it's going to be a lot more safer and reliable. And that is high tiers. And that is what we're seeing. All these high tiers are getting pumped. Now, I just want to clarify, this is not investment advice. Nothing I say is investing advice, okay? But the market's been so funny and manipulated and silly that no one can predict what's going to happen. Whether the skin is rare, so it deserves its price, whether it looks good, so it deserves its price, if it trades up to something, therefore it deserves that price. We have the M4 Poseidon in the last 30 days has gone from 2K to 4K in Factory New. You can buy one M4 Poseidon in Factory New or two bloody Orc Medusas in Field Tested. Very weird. Now again, a lot of people have made money, but at the same time, when people make money, someone has to buy it, and a lot of people have lost. And from recent comments in Twitter, on the YouTube video, for example, this one, Chinese here, it's real, and the guy who did the rug pull has escaped abroad. Now, what most likely happened is someone dumped all their supply, and because that caused the first initial spike, the rest of the group tried to cash in their profits, and that's why we just saw it plummet, plummet, plummet. Now, a Chinese trader on Twitter messaged me explaining this. Now, again, please take this with a pinch of salt, but this is what he claims. In China, there's a common phrase, which I'm not going to pronounce it, but it means plate shift. And in their theory, this means after the small and medium-sized items have finished their rally, I assume that means pump, funds will flow into the big items. So they're going to take all the profits and put it into the higher tier stuff. After the big items have finished their pump, then the funds will flow back into the small and medium-sized items and so on, gradually raising the overall market price. And that means everything. And this is what he claims happens, right? They basically pump something which they can get 100x on, take all the profits, and then buy high tiers. And then once the high tiers have raised a little bit and the market's cooled down and all the low tier stuff has gone down again, then they can start buying again. And he says because of this risk, the Chinese have invested a lot of money into collections, causing many collections to almost have exaggerated increase this year. But they're calling it normal, eternal, and will not fall again. However, they have overlooked a very realistic problem, which is how they recover the investment after monopolizing and raising prices while stabilizing prices to make a profit. Now again, take that at your own word, but it's very, very interesting. And at the end of the day, guys, this isn't all Chinese traders, okay? There are many Chinese traders that are very friendly and want the best for the market. But there's a small group in every market of bad apples trying to take advantage of the market and you. And just this week, with the new update of the Genesis Collection Terminal, the future of skin prices and the CS2 market are getting a lot more interesting. So I want to know your thoughts in the comment sections and make sure you subscribe. I'm blue.